all. This is the first vlog for Milagros Mondays in the year 2012. So I'm very excited and happy about that. My intention is to stay committed to Milagros Mondays. So every Monday, just giving you a little video, giving you some tips, giving you some insight, giving you whatever is my truth at that moment about what is bringing more miracles into my life. And if you're wondering, milagros is just a word in Spanish for miracles. So someone just asked me that recently and said, how can I get milagros? And it was a beautiful question because I was like, it just means miracles. So you already have the miracles. It's not something you can go get out there. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was just, I have committed to living a life that's authentic to myself. So I titled the vlog The Spirit Junkie Way because I really wanted to bring this beautiful energy of being on this radical journey for myself. I've been really dosing myself with Gabrielle Bernstein's book, Spirit Junkie. And I've been every morning and every night giving myself this energy through her meditations of really being authentic in my journey, really learning my own personal lessons, really getting to know a higher power for myself, getting to understand God, the universe, whatever it is that you choose to call it, for myself in my own journey. And it has been a beautiful, beautiful journey of, I think, truth, of really owning what is real and true for me, what really makes me happy, what really makes the miracles come in for me. I think for each of us that may look very different, and I think for a long time, whether it's been society or church or our parents or other people, we've let something external dictate what really makes us feel good internally. So some of the biggest things that I have learned through dosing myself through Spirit Junkie and the meditations is that authenticity is huge. And I think that comes out very beautifully through the pages of Spirit Junkie, to really be true to yourself, to deliver this message of love through something that feels genuine to you. I think people can really feel that. People can kind of feel when we're not in our true selves, when we're not being genuine. I was talking to my friend yesterday. I actually was coaching her, and I was telling her this beautiful story that I heard someone say that, you know, when you are full of shit, people can smell it. Like, they can smell the shit from afar. And like, who really? I mean, it's like a very not clean analogy, but you can smell shit. And most of us, when we smell shit, you know, we have this response of, that doesn't smell good. So I think really being authentic to who you are is really important, to stop trying to buy into the idea of other people's path, or what society thinks our path should be or should look like, or what you think your parents think your path should look like, whatever that may be for you. And I know for me, I've really began to really practice authenticity for myself, not trying to be someone that I am not. And I will share with you, I will open myself up, open up my heart, and say that for me, one of my biggest struggles in this area of recently has been this idea of, I want to be a life coach. I want to coach people. I feel like that's kind of my purpose. My dharma is really to be this beautiful spiritual teacher that I feel inside. And that for me comes through my speaking to you. It comes through my writing. It comes through just me being who I am. And my ego really bombarded me with this idea that I had to be the savvy businesswoman. I had to know how to promote. I had to know how to pitch things and kind of get sales. And this were just my misperceptions. And I'm not saying that any of those things are wrong, especially not if they're your truth. I think some people beautifully embrace this idea of being amazing at those things. But for me, it was a lie. For me, trying to take on that persona of someone who was good at pitching or good at promoting or good at, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, was just, it felt so icky to me. It just didn't really feel good. And I really had to go down that path of discovering, well, what is truth for me? Because what my ego told me was that if I wasn't able to do that, I would not be a successful coach. I think that was the lie, the biggest lie that my ego was really telling me. that if I did not buy into this idea and take on this persona that did not feel real to me, I would not be successful at what I did. So there was a lot of spiritual work there and letting go of what I thought success would be or what it looked like for me, of letting go of being someone who I just didn't know how to be. It was too hard. Think about it, it's so hard to try to pretend to be someone that you're not. So for me, it was just really owning this idea that I am a spiritual teacher because we all are. And it was just about connecting to that truth within inside of me and then just letting that come out however that was. So that was the first one, was authenticity. The second really was to continue to grow this connection that I have with something higher than myself. And for me, I call it many different things at many different times. I can call it God, universe, inner guide. It's whatever works for me at that moment, really, that allows me to feel that there is something greater out there. It doesn't matter to me what word I use. Sometimes I change the word depending on who I'm speaking to. I feel like as a coach, that word resonates more with that person. It could be love, as I'm wearing on my shirt. Whatever it is really to make it real to me, for it to not just be a word, but to make it an actual feeling that I can experience and know for myself. And there's this beautiful song that I like. It's actually a gospel artist, and he says, there's nothing that anyone can say to change how I feel about God as I know him to be. So I think that's where I've been too, of deepening my understanding and through my meditations and through my journaling and through my connecting, to really believe that I do believe in this. I do believe that there's a higher power, and the crappier things get, there are the moments where sometimes the more I cling on to that feeling of like, it's not about me. It's not just about my little tiny story of there's something crappy going on with me. It's really about the bigger picture. So with authenticity, there's also the connection. And I think the third thing that's very beautiful in the book is to carry the message on. So just by doing this blog, I'm carrying on the message. My friends recently have been telling me, you're happy. We want the happiness you have. So it's just about being the change, like Gandhi said, just about being a living example. I think through that beautiful book, Spirit Junkie, you get how the author, Gabby, is being a living and breathing example of the stuff that she practices. And that's the energy that I was really cultivating within myself and wanted to bring to 2012, to be a living and breathing example of the practices that I talk about with others. I practice my meditations. I practice choosing love in every moment. I practice being my authentic true self. The way you hear me talking now is honestly the way you would hear me talking if you were at home with me right now in person. Sometimes I'm sillier than other times. Sometimes I'm more serious than other times. But either way, this is my voice. This is how I sound when I speak about the things that I'm passionate about. This is what I look like. If you came home, I wouldn't look any different. This is what I would look like. I wouldn't all of a sudden become this whole different person. You're getting my true self. So authenticity is huge. The connection you have with something greater than yourself. And this is, I think, one of the most beautiful steps in recovery. As I put myself through 12 steps of recovery these last 3 months, I really learned that it's such a beautiful thing to have a connection, a personal connection with something greater than yourself that is good for you, that works for you, that has all the quirkiness that you have, that has all the good stuff that comes from being you. I don't want to apologize about that anymore, and I've become very unapologetic about, like, this is how I connect. This is what makes me feel good. I like hoops. I like little shirts that say love. I like Hello Kitty. I like cute little things. I like nature walks. I love the snow. I'm actually watching the snow fall outside, and I can't wait to put on my snow pants like I was 5 again and just go play in the snow. It's being unapologetic. So take that connection that you have with however you understand this greater power and become unapologetic about it. The third one is just carry the message onto the world. The world needs a whole bunch of spirit junkies. There can't be enough spirit junkies in the world. And I think that's really what I understand the Spirit Junkie Way to be. This idea of being authentic, of clinging stubbornly to what you believe in to be this greater power, no matter what anybody else says, to deepen that connection. And then from that place of truth, share it with anybody and everybody you possibly can. So I hope this takes you beautifully into 2012. And look for our next vlog next Monday. Bye!